What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with Tech Solutions. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day. If you guys don't know who it is that I am, wow, let me repost this. There we go. So we have a couple people that are going to be joining us live in just a minute. I need to move this on a little bit over so we can see all the people that are joining us live. So if you ever want to join us live, just be sure to click that subscribe button, turn on that little bell right next to it, and you will be alerted every time that I go live. I have a little bit over 125,000 subscribers now. Thank you guys again for that. Our group Tech Solutions has a little bit over 85,000 members now. So the really cool thing about our free group is that, well, it's free, and you get to network with like-minded individuals, and we filter out manipulation, and we're here to share our best practices and share our mistakes to promote overall group growth. If you guys didn't watch yesterday's video, you guys can, I think I only uploaded once yesterday. It was a little bit over $500. It was like $568 if I'm not mistaken. Today, I closed the day at $408. I'm gonna showcase that trade, why I covered and where I covered. I talked about it yesterday, so you guys can't think that it's a surprise. I followed the same exact pattern, and it played out exactly like planned. I want to thank all those that are part of Learn Plan Profit that did an amazing job absolutely covering profits, because that's the number one mistake people do is they are green and they don't cover profits. Another mistake is that they trade based on other people's opinion, and that should never be done, right? So first of all, thank you all those that are tuning in live. Really do appreciate your time. Let's make sure that we get this, let's get this started. So I'm going to start sharing my screen. You guys are going to be able to see my TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. So I'm going to move this on over right here, make myself a little bit smaller, boom, boom. I have to move on over a little bit to the left. And there we go. So let me just make sure that you guys can see me okay. There, yeah, so there we go. So this is /GC, but first let me talk about my position. So I'm going to close this out. Let me talk about my position that I closed out today. The position that I sold today for a profit, I can show you guys right here under Active Trader. On the right-hand side, you should be able to see my profits, $408 profit on the day. Honestly, it was within the first like 5 or 10 minutes of the market opened. Let me actually make sure. So I can go here. I can go to the Learn Plan Profit group, and I can go to the profit section. And I posted my profits this morning, and so did everyone else. So these are all people within the Learn Plan Profit group posting their profits for today. And we all did an amazing job. Again, just keeping it consistent, staying very consistent, staying green, and always covering profits. So you guys can see right here that at 6:52 a.m. I covered profits, closed a position on Gush, and I sold at $23.80. I did not sell at the best price point. Let me tell you why I sold, because that's more important. You guys, if you guys care how much money it is that I make, first of all, I don't know why it is that you guys care how much money it is that I make. What you should be more aware of or concerned about is what patterns am I trading that are allowing me to make this money. And that's exactly what I'm going to talk about. How to trade quality ETFs. That's a preference, right? Quality is a preference. I see a lot of quality, let's say in canes, right? That's the food that I eat all the time. So a lot of people might not like canes. They might not see it as quality food. It's a preference. I'm going to talk about the preference, the quality patterns that I like to trade that have assisted in my success. If you guys have not watched any of my videos, I would encourage you to do so. The reason why is year to date. So today is March 13th, 2018, and year to date, I have not closed one red position. Every position has not only been green, but in the hundreds of dollars, in the thousands of dollars, right? And why is that? Because I focus on quality. I don't trade based on other people's opinion. I don't pay for subscriptions that tell me what to trade. I work with my private group, and we trade quality stocks that we see value in. Plain and simple. Easiest way that I can put it. I called out the pattern on Gush. Gush showing this cup pattern, right? This cup pattern leading up to the resistance at $24. Very simple pattern. Previous support, you see where it bounces at? Support at $24, which is acting as a resistance. Was that a surprise that it peaked out today at $24? No. Once, twice, 3 times. There's a pattern there, and that's why I chose to cover profits leading up to that near to $24 price point. Honestly, I sold way too early, and right as I sold, it ended up pushing up. It ended up shooting up, and that was great, but realistically, I saw some form of resistance, and I'll tell you guys why I sold where I sold. The reason I sold at $23.80 was because of the previous resistance that it had yesterday. Yesterday, it peaked out at $23.85, but there was a more solid resistance at $23.80. And that's why when the market was pushing up, right, it was bouncing off this bottom view up and it was pushing up. Once I saw it push, and this is exactly what happened, it pushed up and I ended up selling like within that 1 minute, right when I had my limit order set, 23.80. It got filled, covered position, and ended up shooting up, hitting highs of 24.03. But realistically, peaking out at that resistance at $24. Was there a surprise? Was that a surprise that it peaked out at $24? No. And that's why it's so important to understand patterns. Don't hope for the best. Don't be greedy. Know where you're going to cover profits and just lock it in. I missed out on about $100 or $200, but I walked away happy. I walked away making money. I walked away doing something that 95% of the market can't do, and that's stay green on a consistent basis. I would much be more worried on making money consistently than maximizing overall profits, because first of all, you have to start making money before you can even worry about maximizing profits. So just my own 2 cents there. It had a sell-off, and I do want to give a shout out to one of our traders. Oh man, he direct messaged me today, and there's a couple people that direct messaged me today. So you can see here, let's see, right here. So I want to shout him out real quick. And he took a position all by himself on the gush position because of the call out that we had when we covered profits. And a huge sell-off, $197.85, 3.77%. Huge shout out to you. This is all his work, nothing that I did, nothing that I called out. It had a huge sell-off. We thought that it was a little bit on the oversold side. It doesn't matter. I'm here to talk about what I see value in. He took a position on what he saw value in, and he ended up green. He knew that there was a resistance leading up at that purple VWAP, and that's why he chose to cover profits a little bit over $23. Plain and simple. Very simple pattern. Very simple things that we focus on, and we take action in what we see value in. Now let me talk about this position on JDST. Why is it that I see value in JDST, and why did I take a position in it today? So looking at this 180-day analysis, it's showing a very similar pattern, very similar bull flag pattern to Gush, but let me talk about both things. You see this SMA indicator? You see how it's acting as a cup, right? It's like uplifting, it's acting as a support, right? It's holding this thing up. That's one reason, but realistically, the thing that I'm looking at more is this bull flag pattern, the resistance at $60, and this continuous like pattern that it has where it sells off and then bounces and comes back up and recovers, right? At a sell-off today to $56, from $56 to $60, that's 7.29% potential profit. Ask yourself, with a $10,000 position, that's $729. With a $20,000 position, that's $1,400. Regardless of how big your position size is, $1,000. Focus on quality patterns that are growing, that you understand. So there's 2 patterns that I focus on: ascending uptrend patterns and horizontal patterns. This is more of an ascending uptrend pattern because it has an ascending support, so it continues to make higher lows with the overall resistance at about $60. Not only just that, but I looked at the /GC, which is the gold future itself, and I saw a pattern of a peak formation. So /GC, when /GC goes up, JDST goes down. If you guys don't know the relationship on that, if you're in a part of the Learn Plan Profit course, which is the first link in the description, there's a ETF section that's designed that explains everything that has led to my success about the stock market and the relationship between ETFs and the futures themselves. So this is a gold-based future. And you see this peak formation, this more of a peak. It's not a cup, it's more of a peak, and it's showing signs to be a resistance. This is a pattern that we called out in the Learn Plan Profit group today. I do see potential for /GC to potentially peak out to maybe 1330 or 1332 based off previous patterns that it's pushed above this SMA line, but then gets rejected and holds below, and then again it pushes down. It pushed up, got rejected. So there's a possibility that it can push above it, but then most likely will get rejected, based on the pattern of this being more on a descending pattern. Do you see this? It continues to make lower lows. That's not something that I want to invest in. I want to invest in the opposite of that pattern, ascending. And that's why I chose to take a position on JDST, because it does the opposite of what /GC does. So I see the potential for a swing trade for JDST to make new highs. I think that /GC is on its way to actually make lower lows. I think it's going to break 1320. I think it can break 1320 by tomorrow, or if not by Thursday, and then it could actually come back and make lower lows to about 1300. I think that will push JDST to about $60 to $65. That's my pattern. That's what I'm trading. That's what I see value in. And if I'm wrong, then I can cut my losses if it breaks the pattern. But ultimately, you should never invest based on anyone else's opinion. I'm explaining to you my thought process and why I see this. I focus on 2 patterns: horizontal patterns. What's an example of a horizontal pattern? I believe CPG is a horizontal pattern. So you can see that it offers a very common support, very common resistance, and it just offers a very horizontal pattern. I like to focus in ascending uptrend patterns, something like JDST was showing, something like Gush was showing, right? Gush had a sell-off today, but a pattern that it's had very often is that every time that it hits the highs of $24, it gets rejected by $24 and then pushes below it. But if you see, every time it consolidates closer and closer to that $24 price point. What I'm thinking is going to happen is we really just need to wait for the break above the SMA indicator so it no longer acts as a resistance, but acts as more of a support like it's done before. So less of a peak formation and more of a cup formation. And I just think it's a matter of time for Gush to do that. So I'm waiting for a sell-off on Gush for it to start reversing. I'll buy the lows and then sell it close to $24 again. Again, I'm going to focus on stocks, ETFs, and patterns that make me money on a consistent basis, that I understand and that are showing signs of growth. And that's it. Other than that, I mean, you guys saw my profit for today for my position on Gush, the $408. You guys saw the profits from the different members within my group. Oh man, you guys could barely see me. Lucky you. Let's see. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Let's see what people have to say. Yeah, so it's the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. Thank you for catching that. Sorry, I would suggest joining Discord. Okay, so check out. So it looks like you guys are having your own conversation. So we can barely see you. Lucky. What's going on, Matthew? Thank you again for tuning in live. I appreciate it. Plug in your computer. I know I'm at 4%. We got Crypto Matt saying, keep doing what you're doing. You inspired me to start my own crypto community and video on day trading. I appreciate that. Thank you. So, hey, Ricky, I thought, to answer your question, so I thought you shouldn't put $10,000 to invest in one day trade. I 100% agree to that, especially if you're just getting started. So what I mean by that is if you're just getting started and you're just learning how to invest, you shouldn't even be investing any real money, in my honest opinion. You should open a free TD Ameritrade paper trading account or whatever paper trading account you have access to. I don't care who it's from, or choose whatever company you trust. But when you're just getting started, I wish I first started with a simulation trading platform. It's fake money. You still gain access to real-time quotes. You just have to call them, and you get to trade all these real stocks. You prove to yourself that you know how to grow your account on a consistent basis. Stay consistent, trade quality patterns, and never, ever, ever trade based on other people's opinion. And let's see. I appreciate that. So Leonella is saying, explaining everything so well. I really, so you guys know the year to date that I've not covered one red position. I've been staying very consistent. I've been focusing. I almost trade the same ETFs and stocks on a weekly basis. I'm not here to prove myself to anyone. I'm here to grow my account and make myself money. One of the most profitable traders within Learn Plan Profit, if I'm not mistaken, on a consistent basis, his name is Matt. I shout him out all the time. Yesterday, I think he had a $1,000 day, or 2 days ago. He's been absolutely killing it, and all he trades are ETFs, or once in a while he trades stocks. And he's part of my private group. And now he's surrounded, based on his Instagram story, he's surrounding himself, and now he's teaching his friends around him how to invest in the stock market. I believe he joins our daily voice calls every single day. That's if you're part of the course group, you have access to my daily voice chat calls. But that's the beautiful thing about this, is if you focus more on not paying for monthly subscriptions to tell you what to trade, so all these stock alerts, why not actually learn how to scan for stocks, how to identify patterns, how to be a successful and consistent trader. And that is exactly what we cover in the Learn Plan Profit Lesson Library. Invest 45 seconds of your life. Click that first link in the description and let me know. I'm all open to feedback. Let me know what you think that we can do better. We continuously update the course, right, and try to provide relevant content, and you get to work with me on a daily basis. You have access to the course for a lifetime access, and we absolutely kill it. I don't know any other group that there are more profitable traders with the number of groups that we have in comparison to the Learn Plan Profit Lesson Library. So I like that. I like that. So you guys are all absolutely killing it. I want to thank you guys all for your time and for everything it is that you guys do. My computer's at 2% and I need to charge my computer. I'm sorry that I can't answer all your questions right now. So when is the next LPP update? So I'm going to update, not update, but I'm just going to add more videos to it on patterns next week if I'm not mistaken. So thank you for asking that. So Moses D is saying, haven't been read since I joined the group. I really appreciate that. All the links are down below. My computer's about to die. Use the promo code BOOM and you get BOOM. So you guys can use promo code BOOM and you will save $40 off the Learn Plan Profit Lesson Library, and that will end tonight. I have to go, guys. My computer's about to die. I hope that you guys all have an amazing day. Continue working hard. Continue following dreams. Let your passion be what drives in your success. I'm with my buddy Tanner Fox at his Tennessee factory. We're killing it. We're going to have some lunch. Hope you guys take it easy. Like always, let's make sure that we're at the year.